if you are a defender of Donald Trump at this point, I cannot believe that you would not understand the one rule, the one, I would say, physical constant of the universe, which is he will demand your loyalty, and in the end, he will not pay you back for it. You get paid back, but not for the loyalty. And no matter how loyal you were, you're gonna get thrown under the bus. And so we've got one more person being thrown under that speeding automobile. Donald Trump is apparently angry at Rudy Giuliani because Rudy Giuliani wasn't able to overturn the election. The president was offended by Mr. Giuliani's request for $20,000 a day to represent him in the election fight, which Mr. Giuliani has denied making, but which was in writing apparently, and told aides now not to pay him at all for those 2+ months of defending him in courts around the country. And I will say, $20,000 a day seems like a lot for a lawyer. But with Giuliani, you weren't just getting his legal services after a year of public service and being a lawyer. You were also getting his constant daily public debasement. This guy melted on camera. He did a press conference in front of a hardware store. Like, this guy humiliated himself on a daily basis. And that wasn't enough for Trump, Ida. Like, being willing to do all of that, to fart on video, to just spout nonsense conspiracy theories, whatever Trump wanted to hear. Giuliani spent more than 2 months doing that. And now he's maybe not gonna get paid. White House officials have started blocking his calls to the president. And because he spoke Wednesday morning, he's now facing recriminations of his involvement in inciting the mob that assaulted the Capitol, which we'll talk a little bit more about. But it did seem like Giuliani might be one of those who would evade that pattern of being loyal to the president and eventually being discarded, but it seems to be going on as we speak.
So I don't know why anyone would think that he wouldn't turn on Giuliani. They are all disposable to him. They are only there to serve the purpose of getting him what he wants. And that's the thing that I marvel at, is that you see this person, you watch his track record, you see everybody that he's discarded who was no longer of service to him throughout his whole presidency. But you think you're the one. You think you're the Beyonce in this Destiny's Child, really? It's just so funny to me that Giuliani thought, first of all, to watch Giuliani lose all of his dignity throughout this experience has to be a turnoff to even Donald Trump, right? Because why would he want to roll? You know what I'm saying? Why would he want to roll with somebody that everyone is perceiving as a loser? Just to watch him. Geraldo Rivera is another person that I've watched just compromise dignity throughout this whole thing, and he jumped off the ship. So before he got off, he jumped off. But Giuliani to me is just, first of all, after the Borat thing, just to watch him, just he has no kind of integrity. Like, he's just gross out here, not just for the check, but to be relevant and probably just to be in the mix. But of course he's gonna turn on Giuliani and anybody. Listen, if you're not one of those kids, if you are not close to the vest to Donald Trump is a gangster. That's who he is. The only people that matter to him are family. And even members of family can be disposable if they are not gonna service the cause. Why does anybody think that he's not operating by the rules? He's operating by the rules that gangsters operate from. Even gangsters may be embarrassed of him because they still have a code.
Yeah, and he's at the very least, he is operating in regards to people like Giuliani the way he always has. They've watched, like, all of them. There's like a wheel of misery that gets spun, and one of them, gets attacked. And all of the rest who didn't laugh and say, "Hi, you idiot." Yeah. Not knowing that, like, dude, it's gonna keep spinning. Eventually, it's gonna land on you. He hates Kayleigh McEnany now. Kayleigh McEnany she probably hasn't permanently damaged her reputation, just because there's nothing DC likes more than rehabilitating terrible people like her. But she certainly has tried.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.